After the death of a prominent Hydra leader in 1970, his two sons, Gideon and Nathaniel Malik, visited Daniel Whitehall in prison and learned about how their father would cheat during the monolith ceremony to ensure he was never chosen as the sacrifice. Gideon then used that same trick to save himself during the next choosing, resulting in the selection of his brother to be sent through the mysterious portal. In 1972, Hydra lost another leader when Arnim Zola died of a terminal illness. However, his consciousness survived, uploaded into an advanced, specially designed supercomputer. In 1973, Bill Fisk ran a political campaign for the 3rd District Council seat of New York City, borrowing the necessary funds from a mobster named Rigoletto, believing he could easily repay his debt once the election was won. Unfortunately, Mr. Fisk was an unstable man who lost control of his anger when he was defeated, nearly beating his wife to death until his son Wilson Fisk intervened, bashing in his head with a hammer. Wilson's mother then helped dispose of the body before sending the boy to live on a farm with relatives. Limited by the technology of his day, Howard Stark placed secret information about the arc reactor inside the layout of the Stark World Exposition held in 1974, hoping that his son Tony might one day discover the hidden message and complete his work. Howard was confident his son would succeed, as he recognized his tremendous potential from a young age, with Tony Stark building his first circuit board at the age of 4 and his first engine by 6. After 20 years spent as a Kree slave, Yondu Udonta was freed by Stakar Ogord and became a member of the Ravager criminal syndicate, eventually leading his own crew. Yet despite their illegal behavior, the Ravagers had strict rules of conduct, which Yondu then broke by taking a job to kidnap the children of a powerful Celestial known as Ego, who was impregnating females across the universe in the hopes of producing offspring that might inherit his abilities. In 1978, Hydra orchestrated the Iranian Revolution. Later this year, as he continued with his project to produce a celestial child, Ego traveled to Earth and fell in love with Meredith Quill. By 1980, she was pregnant, and so with his mission complete, Ego prepared to depart, planting a tumor that would kill her in 8 years. Meredith then gave birth to Peter Quill, who was later nicknamed Star-Lord. In 1981, Hydra began a recession across America, while later that year, King Azzuri of Wakanda died, succeeded by his son and heir T'Chaka. In 1983, a young man named Gordon underwent pterogenesis and was transformed into an Inhuman, losing his eyesight but gaining the ability to teleport. In 1985, Calvin Johnson opened a medical clinic in China, where he met and married an Inhuman named Jia Ying. In 1986, the ancient organization known as the Hand destroyed Chernobyl when they attempted to extract dragon bones from the ground beneath, then staging a nuclear disaster to cover up their involvement. Having discovered an extra-dimensional subatomic particle able to expand and shrink both in height and weight, Hank Pym used it to create the Ant-Man suit, and unwilling to trust anyone else with the technology, wore it himself on missions for S.H.I.E.L.D., creating an EMP communication device to control an ant army that could help him while in a shrunken state. And so in 1987, the Ant-Man was sent on a mission to stop a group of radicals in Berlin who had reversed-engineered Hydra technology. Discovering weapon blueprints and Hydra operatives performing human experiments, Pym used his powers to defeat the enemy and rescue the prisoners. After the success of his first assignment, Hank was sent on many more, now accompanied by his wife Janet Van Dyne in her own shrinking suit, referred to as the Wasp. However, during a mission to stop a Soviet missile from reaching America, the Wasp sacrificed herself by using the suit's regulator to shrink to subatomic size, becoming small enough to enter and disarm the weapon, but then continuing to diminish until reaching the quantum realm, unable to bring herself back. Hank Pym was so devastated by her loss, he retired the Ant-Man suit. Later this same year, young Cornell Stokes, later known as Cottonmouth, killed his uncle Pistol Pete under orders from Mama Maybelle, leader of the Stokes crime family out of Harlem. Born with a serious brain disorder, Kevin Thompson spent his childhood as a test subject for his parents, who performed dangerous and painful experiments on the boy in an attempt to improve his mental abilities. As a result, Kevin developed mind control powers, which he used against the parents he hated, forcing his mother to burn her own face with a hot iron. Realizing they had created a monster, the boy was abandoned in 1988, causing him to grow up to become the selfish and ruthless criminal known as Kilgrave. In this same year, the Ravager's crew under Yondu Udonta traveled to Earth, where Meredith Quill had finally died of the tumor planted by Ego, allowing them to abduct her son Peter Quill with the intention of bringing him to his celestial father. However, Yondu grew fond of the boy and refused to complete the delivery, instead raising Peter Quill to be a Ravager. Love audiobooks? Then be sure to check out Audible, where they have the world's largest collection available. Simply sign up through the link in the description box below and get 2 free audiobooks to start out. A special thanks to all those who contribute to Civilization X, like Ariana, the Lady of the Tower, Tio, the Iron Banker, Amethyst Honeywine, Your Cheap Date, and Honir, the Dead Raven. If you'd like to help Civilization X, click on the Patreon link, and please be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and click on the links to see more.